Hello, this is Dave Sugarbaker. Today is the 19th of January, 2025, and things have happened a little bit unusually today. As I got up this morning, the Ohio Valley was having a kind of a snow event, and both of my churches canceled their services for Sunday morning. But it occurs to me that I have another constituency, and so I thought I would share something that I can post online, and the snow doesn't make any difference to those folks. So this is from Romans 12, 4-10. For as in one body we have many members, and not all the members have the same function, so we who are many are one body in Christ, and individually we are members one of another. We have gifts that differ according to the grace given to us: prophecy in proportion to faith, ministry in ministering, the teacher in teaching, the exhorter in exhortation, the giver in generosity, the leader in diligence, the compassionate in cheerfulness. Let love be genuine. Hate what is evil. Hold fast to that which is good. Love one another with mutual affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Paul was one of two really important figures in the earliest church. The other pivotal person was Peter, and the two were very different, and each had his own unique impact on the formation of the earliest church. We have Paul's early letters to the emerging church in various places in the Roman Empire, and we know that Paul traveled a lot. And by contrast, Peter was the leader and the preacher, and he tended to stay close to Jerusalem, which was considered to be the home church in the earliest days. Paul seemed to focus on the Gentiles in non-Jewish territory, and Peter believed early that the church was for Jewish Christians only. Peter may have felt that the only way to really understand Jesus was from the perspective of his Jewishness. So Peter believed that a Gentile who was interested in becoming part of the Christian church should first become Jewish and then become Christian. Finally, in Acts, we have a story about Peter who has a dramatic dream that turns him around 180 degrees. And overnight, he reverses himself on that particular point, and he welcomes Gentiles into the Christian movement after that. Peter and Paul could not have been more different. Paul operated from his head. His letters tell the churches what he thinks about things. And Peter could have cared less about theology. He acted from his heart. I'm sure that each of these church leaders was frustrated with the other because their perspectives were so different. But both understood the importance of love in dealing with difference. Without love, the earliest church would have divided before it even got off the ground. In the history of Christianity, there have been divisions after divisions after divisions, starting with the split between the Orthodox and the Roman churches, and continuing with the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation. Christians have divided into camps as a response to their differences. And some few Christians struggled against that fracturing of the faith. John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, struggled against the splits and the schisms within the Christian world. He says, "Though we cannot think alike, may we not love alike? May we not be of one heart, though we are not of one opinion? Without all doubt, we may." Herein all the children of God may unite, notwithstanding these smaller differences. Demonizing those who don't think like us has been an ongoing problem for human beings, not just in the church, but, for instance, in our country these days. Though we cannot think alike, may we not love alike? I've long believed that we could put any two Methodists or Presbyterians in a room, and it wouldn't take long to discover that they differ. What? You mean they don't think alike, even though they carry the same label? Yes, that's right. They will have different experiences that have shaped their life and their perception. They'll have differing genetic inheritances and tendencies. They'll have unique fears and hurts. They will have different perceptions of what and who God is. Remember the blind men and the elephant? Is God a rope, a snake, a tree trunk, or a wall? One of the amazing realities of our human life is that no two of us is exactly the same as another. Each of us is unique, a special creation of God. And with all that difference, how are we ever going to get along? Our strategy is, in some cases, to hide our differences, and then we can pretend that we all see things the same if I can just shut up and not really verbalize what I understand are my uniquenesses. There are a lot of groups, not only religious groups, but groups that try to enforce unanimity. Was it Orwell who described the thought police, who rooted out disagreement? Or at the other extreme, the logical end of tribalism is that we are each our own tribe of one. That way I don't have to worry about difference. But there's another way to go. We could decide that difference is simply a fact of our human life. It's a given. For me, I know that I'm not done learning yet. There's more for me to understand. There's more growing for me to do. And when I find difference, I try to tell myself it's not a problem, it's a fact. My goal is to talk long enough and listen well enough to understand. Now that's a hard thing to do if the one I'm speaking to is afraid of difference or sees our conversation as an opportunity to correct my flawed thinking about some topic or another. The best way to exacerbate a difference is to call the other person defective, stupid, wrong, or crazy for seeing the world as they do. That really pours gasoline on the fire. When we respond to difference in frustration or anger, we increase the distance between us and that other. No one will plead ignorance or error or insanity easily. They're going to resist, and ears are closed and positions are frozen, and worst fears all around are confirmed. We as a church have to do better. Madeleine L'Engle said, "We do not draw people to Christ by loudly discrediting what they believe, by telling them how wrong they are and how right we are, but rather by showing them a light that is so lovely that they want with all their hearts to know the source of it." Paul says, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought to love one another." Someone on Facebook, I have no idea who, said, "Our days are happier when we give people a bit of our heart rather than a piece of our mind." As John Wesley said, "May we not be of one heart, though we are not of one opinion." There's faith involved. We have to trust these folks with whom we do not agree to be acting from their heart. If there's no heart, if there's no love there, you might want to save your energy and your breath. But difference is a fact of human life. It's not a problem to be resolved. It's a fact of life. As John Wesley, again, I'll quote him again, "Though we cannot think alike, may we not love alike? May we not be of one heart, though we are not of one opinion?" Now, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. If you find value here, I'd appreciate it if you'd pass it along. And take care of yourself, and God bless you. Bye-bye. See you soon.